and his 3 sons were imagined to be Africans. The sons of Noah. Underneath the story of people in early Genesis, these sons of Noah represent primary geographical territories of the Ecumene, or known ancient world. Ham, whose name in Hebrew means hot, represents known Africa, subdivided into the sons of Ham, or the divisions of Sudan, Ethiopia, Cush, Egypt, Mitzrayim, Libya, Phut, and Syro-Palestine, Canaan. The last was considered a subdivision of Africa, and is the only part of Western Asia that adjoins Africa. It therefore makes sense to conclude Canaan, or Syro-Palestine, was seen as an extension of modern-day Africa, represented by the other 3 older sons. Some of the grandsons of Ham, however, leave the primary subdivision of Africa and migrate to Mesopotamia and Crete. These include Nimrod, the son of Cush, Sudan, who founded Sumer and Akkad. See Blatt Sumer, The African Origins of Civilization by Hermel Hermstein, 2012 for more details. It also included Kalsuhim, son of Mitzrayim, who fathered the Philistines, and Kaphtorim, son of Mitzrayim, who is the eponymous ancestor of the Cretans. See Unmistakably Black, Sculpture and Paintings from Europe's First Civilization by Anu Mabantu, 2012. Crete is Europe's first civilization, and Mesopotamia is Asia's first civilization. According to Genesis, the grandsons of Africa founded the first civilizations of Asia and Europe. The sons of Japhet, meaning enlarge, represent the geographical subdivision of Europe. In Genesis, we are told, the sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog and Madai and Javan and Tubal and Meshesh and Tyrus, and the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz and Riphath and Togormah, and the sons of Javan, Elisha and Tarshish, Kittim and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations. Genesis chapter 10, verses 2 to 5. The biblical scholar Rudolf R. Windsor, a pioneer amongst exposing the black origins of the Hebrews, explains which nations descend from Japhet. Gomer was the ancestor of the first Cimmerians and of the later Cimbri, including other offshoots of the Celtic family. The second son of Japhet was Magog, the father of the Magogites. Flavius Josephus said that the Greeks called these people Scythians. The third son of Japheth was Madai, the father of the Medes. They were located at the southern part of the Caspian Sea. From Javan, the fourth son of Japheth, came the Ionians and all of the Greeks. The last son, Tyrus, the father or ancestor of the Thracians. Japhet's grandson, Ashkenaz, formed the Germanic race. In the Hebrew language, the word means German. From Babylon to Timbuktu, A History of the Ancient Black Races, including the Black Hebrews by Rudolf R. Windsor. Windsor Golden Series Publications, 1988, pages 19 to 20. The nations and peoples identified as descending from Japhet are all European or white-skinned peoples. Some descendants of Japhet moved to Asia, like the Medes, who entered Iran in the late 2nd millennium BC, and the Cimmerians, who came from north of the Caucasus Mountains to Anatolia, modern Turkey, in the 8th century BC. These people originated in more northern, colder climes. The sons of Shem. Shem represents the geographical territory of Western Asia, and his sons are all peoples or ethnic groups in that region. In chapter 10 of Genesis, we are told of the sons of Shem. The children of Shem: Elam and Ashur, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. And the children of Aram: Uz, and Hul, and Gether, and Mash. And Arphaxad begat Salah, and Salah begat Eber. And unto Eber were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided. And his brother's name was Joktan. And Joktan begat Almodad, and Sheleph, and Hazar-Maveth, and Jerah, and Hadaram, and Uzal, and Dikla, and Obal, and Avimael, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. Genesis chapter 10, verses 22 to 29. Let us see which nations were represented by these sons of Shem. The eldest is Elam, and he is an eponymous ancestor of the Elamites of ancient southwest Iran. The capital city of Elam was Susa. Sometimes Elam is called Susiana. In Genesis chapter 14, verse 15, an Elamite king is identified as Hador Laomer. Many Elamite kings in Susian inscriptions had Kudur at the beginning of their names. This makes it clear that the Elamites of history were intended by the author of Genesis to be descended from Elam, son of Shem. The Elamites spoke a language with no known genetic relations. When Elam was conquered by the Indo-European speaking Persians, they became the black section of Persian society. See Unmistakably Black, Sculpture and Paintings from Persia's First Civilization by Anu Mebantu, 2012. The black archers in the glazed brick reliefs of the Palace of Darius are thought to be descended from the Elamites. Elam was the ancestor of a black nation. The next son is Ashur, and represents the aboriginal people of northern Mesopotamia, just as the Elamites represent the aboriginal southwest Iranians. They spoke a northern dialect of Akkadian called Assyrian. It is a Semitic language. The area was heavily settled by Sabartians and Hurrians in the 3rd millennium BC. The Assyrians of the 1st millennium BC are the near-white descendants of the Ashurites, who were much mixed with northerners. Arphaxad is not the eponymous ancestor of any known nation, but his grandson is Eber, the eponymous ancestor of the Hebrews. Of Eber's 2 sons, the Israelites are descendants of Peleg through Abraham. Much is known of the descendants of Joktan because they settled Arabia. Today, the Arabians who are said to be descended from Joktan in the Arabian genealogies are the aboriginal people of southern and central Arabia. They speak non-Arabic South Semitic languages like the Mahri. They have wavy hair, varying facial features, and African complexions. Pictures of such people can be seen in Black Sumer, The Physical Evidence, Part 1, by Hermel Hermstein, 2012. The names of some of the descendants of Joktan, like Sheba and Havilah, also occurred across the Red Sea in East Africa, descended from Cush. There is nothing about the known descendants of Joktan, Eber, and Arphaxad to suggest that these ancestors would have been thought of as anything other than black. The 4th son, Lud, is given no descendants in Genesis. We note, however, that the name Lud also appears as a name for one of the sons of Mitzrayim. Aram, the youngest son, was the eponymous ancestor of the Arameans of Syria. They spoke a Semitic language of the same name. There are paintings of black Syrian kings, priests, and dignitaries in Anu Mebantu's Unmistakably Black, Sculpture and Paintings from Ancient Syria and Anatolia, Pomegranate Publishing, 2012. This strongly suggests that the original Aramaeans were black. They appear to have originated in the Jebel Bishri region of Syria, which appears to lie outside the Africa fault line. All areas of Syro-Palestine within the Africa fault line were seen as part of Ham, or Africa. There is also the testimony of the 9th century AD Jewish commentary on the early Bible, Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer, which said, "He, Noah, especially blessed Shem and his sons, making them dark, but comely, and he gave them the habitable earth. He blessed Ham and his sons, making them dark like a raven, and he gave them as an inheritance the coast of the sea. He blessed Japhet and his sons, making them entirely white." The chapters of Rabbi Eliezer the Great, according to the text of the manuscript belonging to Abraham Epstein of Vienna, translated and annotated by Gerald Friedlander, Keegan Paul Trench Trubner and Company, 1916. The sons of Ham and Shem are both dark. The term itself can be interpreted many ways, but the qualifications here are instructive. Ham is dark like a raven, which is the darkest possible complexion. In the case of Shem, dark but comely is a phrase clearly recalling Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5, where the word used is shachar, or shiny black. It is used to describe horses elsewhere in the Bible. We can therefore be sure that Ham and Shem were